Hello, Legion. This is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more of The Long Dark in our Against All Odds series. So I am just stepping out of this shed for the first time here. And, you know, in a weird kind of meta way, it's interesting that I have just stepped into Forlorn Muskeg for the first time while also playing story mode in a concurrent story mode series in the 3 p.m. slot, the 3 p.m. wildcard slot that I don't normally have, you know, a dedicated series running in at the same time as I'm doing this. Because after recording the last episode, I recorded the first 5 episodes of Luminance Fugue, episode 2 of Story Mode, which does take you into Forlorn Muskeg. So again, in a weird kind of meta way, I now know a little bit more about the zone. And of course, you can watch, it's all on camera. I didn't learn anything off camera, but you can go and watch the Story Mode for my experience of kind of where I'm going now. But I do know a little bit more about where I need to be headed. So let me take a second to make sure I can't make use of this jerry can, because I might be able to. Nah, I'm in pretty good shape lantern fuel-wise. There's some scrap metal on the ground, which I may as well pick up. But as you can see, there is a dock over this direction. So this is the area of Forlorn Muskeg where there appears to be a little bit more shelter. And just a little bit more going on in general. Now, I haven't actually been over this way yet. I just saw it and was like, oh, hey. In story mode, and I was like, oh, hey, that's where I want to go next. Did I just see? Okay, no, it's a rock. So I am going to head over there right now. Thankfully, it's visible, so I probably would have seen it anyway, and I don't feel bad about, you know, learning something from one series and jumping it into another. Not that it matters to most people, I know, but it was just kind of a funny thing, like, oh, okay, well, this normally would have been experienced in Against All Odds only, but we're mixing story mode and Against All Odds experiences since I've never been in Forlorn Muskeg before. And the result is I kind of know a little bit more about where I'm going. Maybe-ish, perhaps. So I don't know what's over here. I know that there is, of course, if I didn't mention this before, I know there is a forge here in the Forlorn Muskeg. I know that. But... Whoa! Hi. I did not see you, buddy. You scared the bejesus out of me. Why don't you come back this way so I can shoot you in the face? Hey, buddy. Let's get a nice flat plane. You were saying? Oh, wow, there's a bunch more wolves around here. Wow. I am glad I shot him and saw the others run off. Holy mother of God, there are so many more. Well, we're going to have to do a little bit of old-fashioned Mystery Lake Massacre, only this is not Mystery Lake anymore. Alright, let's take a second. Alright, there's one. There were a bunch. I saw at least 3. Scattered like flies. Alright, well, let me step over. Gotta keep an eye on that one. Let me step over here. There's a dead deer. I see a... Okay, here's... Oh, nice. Some drawers. One cotton scarf. Another drawer. Definitely a forlorn place. Different type of zone than I've experienced in the past. Let's go ahead and pick up this coal, because I might use it to start a fire tonight. That's a thing that could happen. But yeah, we're going to explore back in that area, and I think that's where the forge is. I think, from my knowledge of the zone. And it looks like the fog is actually clearing. That's quite nice. So yeah, I think I see at least one wolf over there. There's definitely one, maybe another one by that rock. There's one there. So they're around. I'll have to clear the area before I settle down. But first, let's go ahead and get a few more cattails. I am glad I didn't walk right up on all 4 of them. That would have been absolutely terrifying. Yeah, it's definitely clearing out. Finally. Oh yeah, really nice view of the zone at this point now. Ah, well this is a nice beginning to this episode after the introduction to the zone was so abysmal. We got a wonderful view of Forlorn Muskeg in story mode. If you haven't watched that episode, you absolutely should. It's fantastic. Alright, I'm going to step over here if I can. Hopefully the ice is not weak. I'm a little worried about it, because this is a bit of a broad stretch, but... Come on. Okay. Alright, we're good. I see lots of burned out buildings, so that's promising. I don't know how much shelter there's going to be, but I feel like there's going to be more shelter in this area than anywhere else. So this is our opportunity to get to kind of catch our bearings, catch our breath, so to speak, and make sure that we survive this lovely place. And by the way, another thing I found out in story mode is that the Broken Railroad, which we stepped into, was it last episode or the one before that? That is the new zone that was added with story mode. So that's going to be something to look into as well. We already poked our heads in, but now I know a little bit more about it. It's not a transition zone, it's a full zone with new buildings and stuff to explore. Actually, very unique new buildings too, which I like. Alright, so I'm going to try and make my way all the way over here first. And I think I might start by going around this tree the wide way, if the waters, or the ice is good. It's a big if. Okay, we're fine. I don't trust wolves not to be over here, and I want to get up in this area. There's just this slope along this entire bank here, and I want to get up on top of it, far away from any wolves, so that I have a clear line of sight towards anything I need to shoot at. Okay, let's see what's over here. All of these look burned out. There's nothing... All right, and there may... This looks kind of an area like if I were to explore up there, I might be able to find a cave. Oh, all right then. Well... This bridge has definitely seen better days. Alright, I don't see any animals over here. I think that's where the forge is. But again, we've got to... If it's surrounded by wolves, it's not exactly the most hospitable location. We're also near the end of day, so I've got to be careful. I'm starting to get tired, too. So, let me not do anything silly. Interesting, the doors are actually still standing on these burned out houses. I've not seen that before. Normally, or maybe I just haven't been paying attention, but I feel like normally when you see a burned out house, like, the door is not, like, fully there. I don't know, that just seems new to me, in some small way. I might be overthinking it, but is there anything here? I just need to be very careful and see if I can grab anything from this area. There's some reishi mushrooms. Worn baseball cap, so we've got a couple of items we can break down for cloth once we're into shelter. And we definitely have plenty of coal. Actually, speaking of inventory, let me just take a quick look at what I've got. Alright, good. We've got some firewood on us. So yeah, I don't need to pick up any more firewood for now. I've got plenty of coal, so I've got definitely enough to last one night. I will go ahead and pick these reishi mushrooms while I'm out here. And then we're going to see about shooting a few wolves before we get too tired. Oh, hello. We already have a heavy hammer, I think. It's been a while. I think we found it in the first 20 episodes, but
I'll take it.
I'll take that over to the forge. It's very, very appropriate and very convenient that that thing is right here. Normally you wouldn't expect a heavy hammer to be right by the forge, but I'm pretty sure the forge is over here. And that is a nice find.
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
I know, you're carrying a lot. Don't worry. We just need to clear the wolves out and then set all of our stuff down in a place that is relatively indoors as compared to where we are right now. Okay, so here... Is that an animal? No, that's a fence. Step across here. Been pretty lucky with the ice so far. Not so much in story mode, but lucky otherwise. So this was a grove, not unlike the one in Pleasant Valley. I mean my favorite place in the world. But it seems like it has also seen better days. I'm trying to get the high ground before I go up into this area, though, because I do not trust there not to be animals around here. And this is really hilly terrain, so it'd be tough to line up a good shot before we get attacked. Our condition is good. Our clothing condition is good, so we'd be relatively protected. But I just, you know, prefer not to provoke too much attention before I'm ready for it. So I am all but positive that is where the forge is. And we do need to get in there. And then maybe even find enough materials for a snow shelter. Which we did get a few new cloth items, so we'll be able to do some stuff. Alright, gonna try and stick to the high ground here. Old Spence family homestead, nice. Yeah, see, there's a high rock up here, and I want to get a good bearing on where all the wolves are while it's still warm, which it is right now. It's not warm, but we're warm. That's what matters. Alright, there's one wolf. Let's step out here. God, I wish this thing had good long-range accuracy. Could you imagine just picking them all off right now? I mean, technically you could, but my oh, wait. Did I just see some pop in? I think I just saw some pop in. There's some stuff. Yep, there it is. There it is. Yay, pop in. All right. So, yeah. That wolf is coming towards us. We could definitely, like, hang out on this slope right over here. And really ruin several wolves' day. So let's go ahead and work. Hello. I need to get out of here, game. Don't do this. Uh-oh, don't do this to me. Uh-oh. This isn't good. This is not good. All right, there we go. Wouldn't let me out. Wouldn't let me out. I know it's harder for you to experience those things when you're watching me play. You're like, wait, what's like, you can't see me hitting a key and not going anywhere. You don't know what exactly I'm complaining about, but yeah. All right, so let's step up here. I actually, you know what? While it's still this clear, I'm going to go all the way up here and see what's going on. Because if there's a cave where I can hunker down, then that's the best spot where I could be, I think. Still need to clear out the wolves, but I want to know what's here while the weather is so perfect. This is amazing right now. This is absolutely beautiful. About to get a really nice sunset, in fact. What's that over there? That looks like just a rock. Okay. Alright, so maybe not any caves of any kind. And then what are we looking at stick-wise? We have 15 sticks, so I think we're going to be good if I can find the appropriate amount of cloth, which I think I'll be able to get from the items that I can salvage. I can make a snow shelter. Maybe. We'll see. Alright, lots of fallen trees. How many wolves? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, let's do this. Every shot true. Let me not miss any either. By miss, I mean overlook any wolves. Okay. You know, they're actually all over on that side, so I can go ahead and get up on this slope and get my best vantage point and pick them off one at a time. Alright, he stopped. Might be about to turn around. Need to be a little careful, because if he did turn around, then... Hang on. Yeah, see, if the wolf turned around right when we were going for the top of that hill, then we could be walking right towards him. And he could be walking right towards us. Yeah, turned around right there. This is why we double check. Let's get on the other side of this here, and see if we can take our first shot at this guy. Ah, damn. Didn't quite line it up enough. The sway of the rifle, I'm still getting used to. It's not a mechanic, for those of you who are newer to the game, not a mechanic that used to be in the game. So I'm used to being able to just line up a shot like that, especially when it's a broadside hit, and take down an animal. But not so much the case anymore. Alright, I'm going to try and get up on top of the hill again. At least we scared him off, but that was a wasted bullet. So much for every shot true. I was really hoping to just drop him with that. Okay. It's going to be a little dicey. I don't think a wolf would have patrolled all the way back up here yet, but as soon as we crest this little knob here, we should be in a pretty good position to take more than one shot. Hopefully. Actually, don't see any of them. Maybe the one shot scared... Oh, there's one. Alright. There's another. Alright. Here we go. Yeah. That's where we need to be. Let's take a second. You know what? One thing we could do to make sure we definitely got good shots, since they're all far away right now. Let's go ahead and step in here and put some stuff down. Yep, here we go. The forge. And there's even a little place up here where it's... What's it feel like right here? 57 degrees? Beautiful. All right. So here's a place where we can rest. I knew this was here. I'd seen glimpses of it, but I've never actually been up here. It's my first time ever. All right, let's drop this firewood. I'm going to drop the coal in a slightly different spot. And what else are we carrying? We've got some cloth items that need to be broken down. I got a couple of cloth items need to be broken down, in fact. Some water. We're actually more encumbered than I thought we were. What are we carrying that's so heavy? Several flares. We're going to organize. We're going to hang out in the forlorn muskeg for a while. That's what we're going to do. But I just need to make sure we're not encumbered before I take a lot of these shots here. All right, there's a note on the ground there. That's going to be interesting to look at in a second. But first, let's continue to see what we have. Yeah, the scrap metal I can drop by the forge. Here's some coal here. Very nice. Oh, nice. And there's a field dressing your kill book. And a hacksaw. Wow. And we have that heavy hammer, too. All right, I'm going to step back up here because I don't trust those wolves not to be right outside. Oh, we're not sorted by weight. That's part of the problem. Just booted the game up. Forgot about that. All right, so let's go ahead and drop the heavy hammer. There we go. That's why we're so encumbered. We're sorted by frickin' weight. Of course I'm having trouble getting rid of some of this stuff. All right, also the cattails. Pretty heavy. Let's go ahead and chew through some of these. I'll try and knock out a few more of the wolves before we go to sleep. I don't think the wolves can get up here, but I just prefer not to tempt fate. I will shoot them at night by the glowing green beads of their eyes if I have to, but I don't want to have to deal with another Aurora wolf. Might actually get a nice Aurora over the 4-1 muskeg. I'm kind of excited about that. Kind of excited. And we did already drink some water. Alright, I'm not going to harvest this stuff yet, so tell you what, let's just drop it. We'll pick it back up in a minute. Anything else? Yeah, I've got these books here as well, which I need to research. Research already completed. Yep, alright, so in that case, since I've already researched it, let's put this book with the firewood, so we know that's the one. And we'll put this one by the bed. How about that? Some semblance of organization. How about that? And then, how much cloth do I have? 4 pieces. So we need 5 pieces to make a snow shelter. But we don't really need a snow shelter in here because there's a bed. There is a warmth bonus, which is pretty nice. I don't know how warm we'd stay in here during a blizzard. I mean, that's the only problem. And that's kind of why I want to make a snow shelter. But okay. Let's check the metal container while we're standing right next to it. Reclaimed wood. Alright, well, one thing I may as well drop while I'm not thinking about the snow shelter is I'll drop all 15 sticks. That way we're definitely unencumbered and we can start taking pot shots. We're not too definitely unencumbered, though. We are still close. Let's go ahead and drop the pry bar, too. We can drop a lot of our heavy tools while we're not needing them. Like, for instance, this hacksaw. I'll drop that. Not needed. And now we can definitely shoot at those wolves with a bit more confidence. Let's step back out here. Still got plenty of daylight. I just need to find where they wandered while I was figuring all that out. And I want to see what that structure is, too, as soon as I feel like I'm safe. There's one over there. I'd go for that one first. So, of course, they surround the new forge with wolves, because why wouldn't they? Yeah, that one's kind of all on its lonesome at the moment. I can use this moment to kind of patrol the perimeter while moving toward it. I don't see the other wolves, so they might have wandered off into the muskeg. But they'll be back. And they're close. They wouldn't have wandered far. Not too much time has passed. Nice sunset here. Alright, there you are. Alright, buddy. Any of your friends around? You just turn around. No, you didn't. You looked like you did for a second there. I could drop him from here, probably, but I want to try and get a little closer. I don't mind if I aggro him at this point, because... Oh, damn, he just... Really? Are you going to go behind the rock right now? You little jerk. Terrible timing. There's a lot of popping with those... Are they bales of hay, I guess? Yeah. Wow. The sky's starting to look really pretty. Love it. This game never, ever, ever ceases to amaze me with its atmosphere. Okay. Couldn't quite line up a good shot there. And if you're wondering why I haven't taken another shot yet, that first shot that I missed should be all of the evidence that you need. If you haven't watched me play Against All Odds in the Long Dark in previous seasons, or if you haven't played the Long Dark yourself, the shooting mechanics in this game... Where are you? There you are. The shooting mechanics in this game are... You have to be patient. Where are you? I know you're coming around that barn. There you are. That was close. I was going to have trouble lining up that shot. I've been holding the rifle up for a minute. Nice! We are now level 3 with the rifle. Let's see where that puts us. Accuracy range increased by 20%, critical hit chance increased by 15%, and 3 condition per repair action. Not bad at all. Alright, so we got this wolf carcass. We can go ahead and harvest it. We will have to start a fire, so I'd prefer to kill his buddies before we do any harvesting. But we can totally harvest this carcass in a second. I mean, we are right near a spot where we can start a fire and be totally okay. There's probably a wolf right on the other side of this hill. I'm just not being nearly as patient anymore. Okay, that one's coming right towards us. I think that's the one we were looking at earlier. And there is another somewhere. He's wandered out of view. Yeah, you come right toward me. You just keep coming right toward me. That's all you need to do, and I'll kill you in a second. And just look for your buddy. Yeah, you keep walking that way. That's a great direction for you to walk. A little further. Not too much further. That's about right. Yeah, see, there's a little bit of sway because my character's tired. Oh, there's the other one. Right there, in fact. Now, my character's pretty tired, so my ability to hit this wolf on the first go is going to be pretty questionable. Let's try. Yeah, see? And then there's moments like that. I mean, I get it. I'm tired. I shouldn't have taken the shot. I need to go in and rest. But moments like that kind of still, I mean, one constant theme with the shooting in the Long Dark where it's like, are you sure I missed that? Are you sure? Are you really sure? Because I'm not. All right, requires pry bar. That's right, we put our pry bar down. So, all right, we need to go ahead and rest. Here's a piece of cloth right here. Actually, we can make our snow shelter if we wanted to. The question is, could we put one in here? Hang on. Let's see if we can. If that's the cloth we need, then let's go ahead and pick up these sticks. Let's see if we can make a snow shelter under here. Because this could be our ticket to getting away from the blizzards. We'll pick up the pry bar too. Please, 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 for the love of God, give me enough room. Oh, there's more stuff down here. Give me enough room to put down a frickin' snow shelter. That would be amazing if I could put one in here. All right, I might need to clear out some of this other stuff, but it's possible that I could do it. The trouble is, it's going to take a long time to break all this stuff down. Like a long time. All this cedar firewood right here. It's nice. Let's go ahead and pick all this up.
I can drop any of this gear.
Yeah, you can, in fact. Tell you what, let's break down this one crate. This is just 30 minutes. I've got this much time, for sure. And that's... Yeah, see, the weather is still okay. I'm alright as long as I'm in here. It feels like 51 degrees. It would be so cool if I could build a snow shelter in here. Please let me, game. Why wouldn't you? Why would you be that cruel? Alright, screw it. Let's go ahead and break all these down. I don't care. I'm living on the edge. There's a safe! I was not expecting a safe. Alright. This is going to take this is a 45-minute crate. The game is mocking me at this point. Let's go ahead and break this down. Alright. Now, if we can't make a snow shelter at this point... I think we have an aurora. Yeah, we do. I see the glow. Which means we need to stay the heck inside. Alright. Snow shelter. Come on, game. Why wouldn't I be able to build one here? It would be perfect. It would be the spot to end all spots for a snow shelter. This is dumb. I am genuinely... I'm actually upset right now. Why wouldn't you be able to put a snow shelter here? It doesn't make any sense. It's a great location. Strategically, to forbid the player from building a snow shelter here makes zero sense whatsoever. I'm legitimately peeved right now. So, all right. We're 26 minutes into this episode. I'm going to stop here. In the next one, we are going to just probably sleep in the bed upstairs and be fine. But, man, I really wanted to make a snow shelter here, and it doesn't look like we're going to be able to. I will try to maybe break this metal shelf down with the hacksaw. But, yeah. Oh, yeah, we've definitely got some aurora. Very pretty green aurora. But we're tired, and I don't want to dare tempt the ire of any aurora wolves. So we're going to relax up here until things are a little better. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. New episodes are coming out as usual every day at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Same with the rest of my simulation, survival, and science fiction content. Comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.